so many people deliver. Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tahorahi, Tehorahi. Shabbat Shalom. This could be a very noisy service, or it might be really nice and chilled just like that. But you might want to make sure that your mobile phones are turned off, like I'm doing right now, so that you won't be embarrassed during the service at all. We've got lots of young people, which is absolutely amazing. At the back of behind the sanctuary, we have a creche with toys and things like that. And just at the back corridor and go all the way to the end, we've got a community room with books and pens and paper and things like that as well, if that helps people out. If you're rather more mature and you feel the need as well, just go and help yourself. We begin our service on page 112. Page 112. Can I just say as well, because I'll forget to at the time, we've going to have a number of bits of the service where the Ark is going to be open quite a lot for quite a period of time. Please, if you're a bit wobbly, just sit down. That's fine. Okay. Don't wait for me to give invitation. If you want to sit down, just sit down. Does not matter at all. There will be sections of the service where we'll have the Ark open, and I'll be inviting people to stand up for quite a little while. But for now, if you do stand up and can stand up, then please do. We sing these very simple words, which we used to begin all of our morning services with. And Rafi, these words I seem to remember we sang at Mummy and Daddy's wedding, but you don't remember that. Ma tovu Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Yisrael. And even if you don't know Hebrew, it's not a problem, because you can just hum along, and that's the most important thing. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Through your great love, O God, I enter your house. With awe I worship in your sanctuary. Eternal God, I love the house where your glory dwells. Humbly I worship before my God and Maker. May my prayer be acceptable to you, eternal God. In your great kindness, answer me with your saving truth. And this is one of those moments that those who wish to can sit down, but everybody else, if you can remain standing. And we invite Richard to come up onto the bima and the family who are going to be with him for his welcome ceremony. For the congregation, if you want to follow our service and join in, please, it's on page 593. Page 593.
So Richard, if you come into the middle. And we'll- So we're on page 593. As for the strangers who join themselves to the Eternal One, who choose to serve the God of Israel in love, all who keep the Sabbath and do not profane it, and hold fast to my covenant, I will bring them to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai v'rachnuchem mibeit Adonai. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai v'rachnuchem mibeit Adonai. Richard, do you sincerely affirm the Jewish faith? And do you, of your own free will, choose to enter the covenant between God of Israel and the house of Israel? And do you pledge your loyalty to the Jewish faith and the Jewish people in all circumstances? Do you promise to the best of your ability to practice Judaism in your personal life and to participate actively in the life of the Jewish community? And blessed as you are with children, do you promise to raise them as Jews?
Of course.
That's the best response you can ever give.
I solemnly declare before God that I will strive to carry out faithfully the duties and responsibilities which have now been placed upon me as a Jew. I pray for strength so to honour my commitment that I may bring credit to the Jewish people, blessing to humanity and glory to God's name. To all those present who represent the house of Israel, I say, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You shall love the Eternal One, your God, and with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might.
And we welcome you into our community, saying,
All together.
Achinu Ata, you are our brother.
Behold, a good doctrine has been given to you. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
And we say for you a special mishaberach, a special blessing, welcoming you this morning here into the community. And it really was such a privilege to be the first one from this community to welcome you, really, as I accompanied you to the Beit Din. So we ask for God's blessing for you. Mishaberach avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. הוא יברך את אחינו זה אשר בא לחסות תחת כנפיו, ויקרא שמו בישראל ראשון בן אברהם ושרה.
We ask God's blessing upon you with ancient words. You are thoroughly modern people living in this age. But having had the privilege to study with you, to learn with you, to be a guide, but also to learn from you as well, I've truly appreciated the context in which you see your life as being part of a family, a community, and now a people, adopting a faith, a culture, a way of being that truly is, as you are as an individual, menschlich. I know that you are the kind of person I can always depend on, and as a rabbi, you're one of my ideal congregants. So I definitely ask God to bless you and bring you great meaning, strength, and joy out of your Judaism, in the heart of your family, with your children and with your community. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'sem lecha shalom.
May God reach out to you in tenderness and give you peace.
Amen. And I think a big muzzle top is in order.
Mazel tov!
And there's more muzzle to go round as well. Where's Rafi? Rafi, do you want to come up here now? Come on. And I think we better bring your brother up as well.
Ah.
Do you want to come up now? Thank you.
Because we're going from blessing to blessing.
Blessing to blessing. So if you now want to turn back in your books only to page 588. Page 588, that's right.
Oh, Rabbi Aaron isn't so scary.
Maybe everybody, you're right. Yeah, fine. Good. I'm not questioning your veracity.
It's okay.
Bradley is going to get the middle. I'm going to go out of the way. I don't deserve the middle.
God of all generations, as... Oh, do you want to... I'm going to come stand next to you, Rafi, okay? God of all generations, as we welcome this child into our community, we've done this one already, we give thanks for the miracle of new life. We share in the happiness and gratitude of the parents who have brought their child into your sanctuary. May they raise their child with constant thoughtfulness and love, that he may grow up to be strong in body, mind, and spirit, and to love what is good and true, aware of the sacred duty of every generation of Jews to pass down their heritage to the next. May they help their child to know and cherish its teachings of justice and compassion, so that he, in his turn, may help to build a better world for future generations. Candice and Richard, if you want to.
I love the Eternal One, who has heard my voice, my supplication. God and Creator, we give thanks for the gift of our child and pray that we may be worthy of the blessing and responsibility of parenthood. May we show our gratitude to you by leading our son in the way of righteousness. Teach us so to guide him, especially by our example, that he may grow up to be a good Jew and a good human being.
And this is actually immensely appropriate at this moment in time. Thank God for all of the kindness, and Hadley has been shown a lot of kindness to be here today. You're a very special baby, a miracle baby, and I know what joy it is to come to this moment in time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, for all your kindness to this family. And we say all together the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman. Mi shaberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov ve'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah. Hu yavarech et hayeled hazeh v'yikareh shemo beYisrael Chaim Simcha ben Rishon u'Fesa. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel and Leah, bless this child, whose name in Israel shall be Chaim Simcha, life of joy. It couldn't be a better name. The son of Rishon and Fesel, and in English, Hadley Jacks Marquis. I love that name. I can't wait for you to come to Cheder. I really do. May God guard him from all evil. Grant him a long life and establish the work of his hands. May his parents rejoice in their child and help him so to grow up, that he may bring blessing to his family, to the Jewish people, and to humanity. And I think you deserve a special ancient benediction as well, don't you? Should we go the other way around?
We'll go the other way around. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God reach out to you in tenderness and bring you peace. And let us say, Amen. Okay, you've got lots of more to do there in a second. Let's go back in the other way.
Yeah?
You go first, apparently.
Yeah, good.
If children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty.
If children live with tolerance, they learn to be patient. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children learn with praise, they learn to appreciate. If children live with fairness, they learn justice.
If children live with security, they learn to have faith. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with acceptance and friendship, they learn to find love in the world.
Bless our children, O God, and help us to fashion their souls by example, that they may ever love the good, flee from sin, revere your word, and honour your name. All your children shall be taught to know God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
And that concludes our baby naming for Hadley Jacks Marquis. We have this beautiful certificate which goes to you. There we go. And we also have this wonderful certificate which Richard will keep, which marks, there's two sides to this. I don't know whether we've explained this to you before, but as Rabbi Leah said, Richard came to our Beit Din in London, and 3 rabbis have signed this to say that they welcome him to the Jewish people. But as important is this day where we as a community welcome him into our community and into our body as well. And so we have a second side which marks this day. He's going to keep this, and we're going to keep this for safekeeping just in case. Please be seated, and we'll continue with the service in a few moments. Thank you all, Mo.
Making it so special. Thank you.
Mazel tov, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Of page 112, we read together something and then repeat those words as I just sang. And perhaps when we have the welcoming of new life into our community, we have the celebration of years of life in our community on the same moment and same day, then maybe these words make a little bit of sense. Eternal God, a mystery surrounds my life. What came before it and what lies beyond it are shrouded in darkness. But in the darkness is your presence, and in the mystery your love. No mind can grasp the splendor of your being. No tongue express the majesty of your works. Yet there are times when we sense a reality that is beyond our mortal sight. May this Sabbath be such a time for us. Help us to hear your voice, to find your image in ourselves, and to be at peace. Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Together. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. If you have created and formed it and breathed it into me, and you sustain it within me, so long as there is a soul within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal one, my God and God of my ancestors, sovereign of all worlds, guide of every human soul. We praise you, O God, in whose hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. And we continue. Baruch she'amah v'haya ha'olam. Baruch hu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Hamchulal b'fi amo. משובח ומפואר בלשון חסידיו ועבדיו. בשבחות ובזמירות נגדל לך ונמליכך, מלכנו יחיד חי העולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מהולל בתשבחות. You the stars of morning sing, from you their radiance bright did spring, and steadfast in their vigils day and night your angels, flooded with fervour, ring your praise. They teach the holy ones to bring into your house the breath of early light. The heavens declare the glory of God. Day unto day utters speech. Yet there is no speech, there are no words. And still their call goes out to all the earth. God's teaching is perfect. God's word is unfailing. God's precepts are right. God's commandments are clear. God's doctrine is pure. God's guidance is true. They are more to be desired than gold, than any amount of fine gold. Your servant pays heed to them. Who is aware of errors? Or back your servant also from willful sins. Then I shall be blameless. And together may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Anim smira v'shirim meherog, ki elecha nafshi taharog. Nafshi chimda b'tzel yadecha, ladat kol rosodecha. Midei dabri b'chvodecha, o melibi el dodecha. Yerav nasichi galecha, ni nafshi taharog elecha. Please rise. Together, Yishtabach Shimcha la'ad malkeinu, ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol v'ha'kadosh b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Ki lecha na'er Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, she u'shvacha, Hallel v'zimra, brachot v'hodaot me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch ata Adonai, habocher b'shirei zimra. We turn to page 135, page 135. And for those of you who weren't able to sing in Hebrew earlier, you'll be able to sing along now. In fact, you have no excuse not to, I'm sorry. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 Amen. It's been quite remarkable how many snuffly-nosed people have been walking into the synagogue in this past week. One knows for sure that there is a changing of a season. And when we look outside, we literally can begin to see it, although all the rain sort of brought more greenness along. But as we read this prayer around creation, please have in mind the last time that you were totally and utterly awestruck by something in the world around you. It may just have been the miracle of new life. It may have been something on summer holidays or something in nature around you. Maybe just the ability and aptitude of humanity as well, the miracle of life. Please have that in mind as we read or you think the prayer in front of us. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, Maker of light and Creator of darkness, Author of peace and Creator of all things. In your mercy you give light to the earth and all who live on it, and in your goodness you renew creation continually, day by day. How manifold are your works, O God! With wisdom have you made them all. The world is full of your creations. Your handiwork proclaims your praise. The radiant stars bear witness to your glory. We praise you, O God, Creator of light. We continue. Ahava Rabbah Ahavtanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chemla Gedola V'Teira Chamalta Aleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Ba'avor Avotenu Shabbatachu V'cha, V'Tlamdeim Chukei Chaim, Kain Tchonenu Utlamdeinu, V'Teim B'Libeinu Lahavinu Ulahaskil, Lishmoa Lilmod Ulalmeid, Lishmov La'asot Ulkayim, Et Kol Divrei Toratecha Be'achava, Beha Erenenu B'Toratecha, V'Dabek Libeinu B'Mitzvotecha, V'Yached Levavenu Le'achava Ulira, Et Shemecha, Kivanu V'Chata Li'achedecha Ba'achava, Baruch Ata Adonai, Abocher Ba'amo Yisrael, Be'achava. Please rise. את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, כתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשביל. Please be seated. Adonai Elohim. Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai Elohim. Lamantis geruda hasite et kol mitzvotai. Vitem kedoshim leElohim. Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai Elohim. Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai Elohim. Asher hotzeiti etechem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'olahem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai Elohim. Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai, Ani Adonai Elohim. Good and beautiful and true. Sound, established and enduring are these words now and forever. True it is, eternal one, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer. As you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors, you are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We have known you always as our helper and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly, you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then with great joy, Moses, Miriam, and all Israel together sang to you this song. Mi chamocha badim Adonai, mi chamocha nedaba kodesh noro, tehilot osefele. A new song the redeemed sang to your name at the shore of the sea. With one accord they gave thanks and proclaimed your sovereignty. Adonai imla leolam vaed to Israel, ma bezrat Israel, go aleinu Adonai, Shalom, Shalom,
Please rise. Adonai sefer titaf ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai sefer titaf ufia gita hilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagavor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasidim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zalcheh Hasdi Avot V'Mahot, U'Mevo Gilei Lifnei V'Hnehem, Leman Shemo B'Ha'ava, Melech Hosei U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bizrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Machayei Meitim Atarev L'Chushia, Meshiv HaRuach U'Marid HaGeshem, Mizrak HaShemesh U'Marid HaTal. Mekakayim Hayim Be'eset Mahayei Meitim Barakam
ata le hot metim. Baruch ata Adonai, Machaye hametim. Nekadesh etzim ha ba'olam, Kashim shemakdashim oto, Bishmai marom, Kakatuv al yad levinecha. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Zebaoth, Melech haaretz, Kavodo melei olam. Baruch kavod Adonai, Mimkomo kamokeinu tofia, B'timloch aleinu ki makdim anachnu lach. Imloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, ledor vador, Hallelujah. From generation to generation, we will make known your greatness. To the end of time, we will proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O our God, shall never depart from our lips. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. You inspired our ancestors to hallow this day for your service. When upon its coming we pause to contemplate our life, we learn anew that we do not live by bread alone, but also by the spiritual nourishment we receive when we open ourselves to your influence. We thank you for the Shabbat day and for the opportunity it offers to enhance the quality of our lives. We thank you for its joy and for its peace. May our worship help us to take into our hearts its message of holiness and consecrate all our days by devotion to what is true, beautiful, and good. Yismahu b'malachutaha, Yismahu b'malachutaha, Sharei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg, Amkadshei Shvi'i, Amkadshei Shvi'i, Kulam Yismahu, V'yitanu V'torecha, V'ashkefi V'zitabo, Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Eternal One, let the holiness of the Shabbat enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise, O God, for the holiness of the Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, HaKadosh HaShabbat. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. We give thanks that you, Eternal One, are our God, as you were the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. Grant peace, welfare, and blessing, grace, love, and mercy to us and to all Israel, your people. As a loving parent, bless us with the light of your presence. The light of your presence, Eternal God, you have revealed to us the law of life, a love of kindness and righteousness, blessing and mercy, life and peace. For it is good in your sight that your people, Israel, and all peoples be blessed at all times with your gift of peace. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Osei HaShalom. Take a moment for prayer and reflection And I invite you to take something to think about that you've been grateful for this week, or that you are thinking for the coming week and the new year. One thing that I am so grateful when I come and visit you here is the wonderful singing that happens over this side of the sanctuary. It's always lovely to have that. Over there is brilliant as well. Hula Ratson Amrifi, Hagion Lipnei Lefinecha, Adonai Zori, Begoeli. Oh, say Shalom Bimramav, Uya say Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kol Israel, Be'al Kol B'nei Adam, Yah say Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol b'nei Adam.
Of course, with so much going on in our service, I forget to mention that even though the Premier League transfer window is closed, it's not for synagogues, and it's wonderful which we're able to welcome Emily from our community in Ealing, who is becoming Balat Tefillah, someone who's a lay leader of services. And so there aren't so many Saturday morning services, and certainly not with a choir like this to work with as well. So we're delighted that Emily comes over here now and then as well. Excuse me for not introducing you earlier in the service. But we now turn to page 481, for our Torah service, and we welcome the Phillips family up onto the bima. There is none like you, Eternal One, among the gods people worship, and there are no deeds like yours. Your sovereignty is everlasting. Your reign endures from age to age. Would you please rise? Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein k'maasecha. Malchutecha b'Av David, God, come and open the door. B'mo men shatzecha b'chol dovado. Adonai melech, Adonai malach. Let's go Nimrod leolam ba'ez. Adonai os le'amo yiteh, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Eloheinu, Gadlul Adonai Tiyun Aromo Shemo Yakdav. Let us magnify the Eternal One. Together, let us exalt God's name. Please be seated. You can all sit down if you can find enough chairs.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Now, you lot might want to come around because we've got an amazing bit of Torah in front of us today. If we've got the right little bit open up. There we go. This scroll is our Kolin scroll. It comes from the Czech town of Kolin. There are no Jews left there. We are the Jews of that town. This scroll is a survivor. And our community, if you didn't know, keeps alive the memory of all of the Jews of that town who were murdered through the Holocaust. As we do with some of our other scrolls, in fact, this one over here is a torn scroll, a remnant. But for all of those towns, we always keep in our hearts and minds the Jews from that town. Sometimes, well, I think once or twice, Dad has taken this scroll back to Colin and to read it in the sanctuary. But as you can see, it's a little bit faded. I'll open it up again later. If some of you haven't seen a scroll before, you're very welcome to come and see it. And even if you have, this is a unique portion. It's a unique portion because actually the verse before I was going to read, but I'm going to point it out now. Can you see those little dots on top of all of the letters there? Yeah. That's really odd. In this place, on top of two words, lanu ulvanenu, for us and for our children, there are sort of dots on top, or maybe a bit like, what's the singing note which goes, da, 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 reviar, I think it is. Little dots on top. Every now and then in the scroll, there are things which are a bit magical or mystical. We don't really know the reason why they are written differently in that place to anything else. But it's a very unique part. There's also, if we turn it on a bit as well, Moses' song, which we're going to hear in 2 weeks' time, just before his death as well. And it's arranged in a way which is very different to the rest of the scroll. So if you haven't seen the scroll before, Torah scroll, and you're interested, please do come up just after we've made Kiddush, and I'll open it up and I can show you. And as I say, for those of you who've seen the scroll many, many times, but never seen or noticed those dots, you might want to come and see them today. Our only problem, as you can see here, is that the scroll's in really bad condition. And Rabbi Leah and I, when we opened up this morning, said we actually really need to get it rewritten. The way we do that is we take it to a sofer, a scribe, and he uses his magical ink to write in the letters. All the letters, it's done with an outline, and then they fill it in. But it's an unbelievable art to do it. He is an artist. It's beautiful. I'm just telling you that it's not really kosher, this scroll. It's not really fit for in the next section, actually, even one of the names of God is a bit difficult to read. And I was looking at this morning thinking, I can't read this because some of the letters are missing little bits and bobs of them, and so it reads like another word. This line, though, is such a weird one. It comes in the middle of Moses telling all of the Israelites basically to be good girls and boys when they go into the promised land. And then everything will be fine for them. Lots of blessings will come upon them. And also, if not, then lots of curses will come upon them, because that's what happened in the ancient world, of course. And then there's this very, very strange phrase, Hanistaros ladonai Eloheinu, v'haniglaot lanu ulvanenu, adolam, la'asot et kol divrei haTorah hazot, It's a really obscure phrase. It says something. You can translate it in many different ways, but possibly the most plainest one. All those things that are concealed are for the Eternal One, your God, and all those that are revealed, they are for us and for our children for eternity, to do according to all of the words of this instruction. We assume this instruction is the Torah itself. One might guess that the revealed stuff is the commandments or the things which we're meant to do within it. But what are the concealed things? The mystics, people who like Kabbalah and things like that, they go to town on this and have a great field day trying to wonder what is all the mystical kind of stuff, the things that are concealed from us. It's a beautiful phrase, and if you'd like to study it with me again in the future, we'll have lots of opportunity to do that. But our Torah portion then goes on as Moses comes to the end of his life, exhorting the Israelites like this. V'haya ki yavo'u elecha kol hadvarim ha'eleh. And when all these things come to pass, habracha v'haklala, all of the blessings and the curses, asher natati lefanecha, which I placed before you, v'hishavta el levavecha, and you turn your heart back to me. B'chol hagoyim asher hedichecha Adonai Elohecha shama, from amongst all of the peoples that I have banished you amongst. V'shavta ad Adonai Elohecha, and you shall, what does shuv mean? Return. Okay, this is the first time that this appears in this account. Just try and count up how many times the use of that root is. I'm not asking you who don't know Hebrew, because that's going to be an impossible task. But those of you who know Hebrew, try and see how many times that root appears within this verse. V'shavta Adonai Elohecha, and return to the Eternal One your God. Ushmata b'kol o, and hearken to God's voice. K'chol asher anochi metzavacha hayom, and all that I have commanded to you today. Ata uvanecha b'chol levavacha uv'chol nafshecha, for you and your children to behold with all your heart and soul. V'shav Adonai Elohecha, and the Eternal One will return. Et shavutzecha v'rimchecha, v'shav v'kirtetzecha mikol ha'amim asher hafitzecha Adonai Elohecha shama. And there the Eternal One will return you to a place, and with great and everlasting compassion. From all the places that you have been dispersed to, the Eternal One will literally go and collect you. If you are anywhere on this planet, all the four corners of the earth, Adonai Elohecha, and from there, even there, the Eternal One will come and bring you together. V'heviacha Adonai Elohecha el haaretz asher yirshu avotecha, and the Eternal One will bring you to the land which your ancestors inherited. Vayirashta, and you will possess it. Vayitivacha v'harbircha me'avotecha, and things will go even better than it was for your ancestors before you. You'll be more prosperous and more numerous. Umal Adonai Elohecha. Richard, mal. You need to remember that word. Mal, yes. So mal. There's something that we had for your son recently, because linked to the word milah. Often when you have this phrase, Brit Milah, which means the covenant of circumcision, when it's related to, it's talked about in the Torah in other places, about circumcising your heart. It doesn't make any sense if you were to do anything like that. Certainly not anything physical. So when you have a phrase like this, Umal Adonai Elohecha et levavecha ve'et levav zaracha, it's something more, I think, akin to when the Eternal One, your God, opens up your heart, okay, moves you in a certain way, moves your heart and that of the heart of all of your descendants, to love the Eternal One, your God, with all your heart and with all your soul, lema'an cheyecha, in order that you shall live and thrive. V'natan Adonai Elohecha et kol ha'alot ha'ele al oivecha v'al son'echa asher redfu'echa. And when the Eternal One brings all of these, all of the omens, bad omens upon those who hate you and those who chase after you, ואתה תשוב ושמעת בקול אדוני, ועשית את כל מצוותיו, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום, והותירך אדוני אלוהיך בכל מעשה ידיך. And then when you return, then you shall return and hear the Eternal One's voice, and do all of the commandments which I command to you this day. And the Eternal One will enhance. This is quite remarkable. Ma'aseh yadecha, everything that comes, everything that you produce, everything that you do with your hands. Bifri vitnecha means literally from the fruit of your womb. I'll leave you to go with that one. We're free vehemtecha, and from the wombs of your cattle. We're free admatecha, and literally from the womb of the earth. So I think you're meant to be prosperous in some shape or form, and be fruitful and multiply, I think is the idea. Letova, for goodness. Ki yashuv Adonai lesus alecha, letov ka'asher sas al avotecha. Because the Eternal One wishes to rejoice and delight over you, and just as God did over your ancestors. Ki tishma b'kol Adonai Elohecha, l'shmor mitzvotav v'chukotav, haktuva b'sefer haTorah hazeh. And so hearken to God's voice and observe all of the commandments and ordinances which are written in this book of instruction. Ki tashub al Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha, so that you will return to the Eternal One your God, and follow God with all your heart and with all your soul. How many shoes? Pardon me? 11 you counted? Or was that just a guess, Dave? No, you counted it. Very good. Okay. I obviously repeated myself a few times for you to get to 11, or maybe I just read wrong, I think. But the idea is 7. 7 is a perfect number in every respect. And just within this passage, this key word of shuv, of return, appears 7 times. In fact, it does in the following passage as well, another 7 times. This time is just before Rosh Hashanah, our Jewish New Year, a time where we talk about teshuvah, of repentance, but literally shuv, of returning. And for me as a rabbi, this is such a special occasion, a service when, in a way, we bring somebody up onto the bimah and handed Richard a Torah scroll for the first time. We welcome a baby into this community. And we also celebrate birthdays, special birthdays, of people who have literally known me all of my life. In fact, Sharon, she reminded me, I didn't know at the time, was the first one to cut my hair at age 8 months, I remember. And we have this kind of special community. So all of you who today have walked in for the first time, or maybe second or third time, you're so welcome to be part of this, which is a really special community, a special space. And may you return many more times into the future for happy occasions.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Would you please rise and just before you we elevate the scroll to dress it as well. You want to come around this side with your mum? We ask for God's blessing on Sharon. Sharon, who exemplifies the words that Rabbi Hillel, not Rabbi Hillel who served here, but the ancient Rabbi Hillel spoke. Al tifros min hatzibor. Do not separate yourself from the community. Sharon, you have been ever present within our community. If not always within the 4 walls, that's irrelevant, because you have been a true member of this community for longer than my life. Now you come into this sanctuary surrounded by your family and your generations, and can do so with pride. You can do so in pride with the people who are special in your life, within your generations, and also within the people who fell for you. Special people who you've known and nurtured for so many years, for you have never taken yourself out of the community. And indeed, you have certainly not done that with the Jewish people. For within Sharon Phillips is a fierce and deep sense of pride for being Jewish, being part of a people, a sacred people who, much against the odds, are still standing and still very much here to bring so much more to this community, to the outside society and to the world around us. May you continue to be a proud Jew and human being, proud in your family and proud in your community and what we bring to the world. Who knows what effect it has? I, as a rabbi, think it has some kind of big effect. And you have brought much to this world and have made a big effect through the years of your life. Together, let us thank God for Sharon's life by reciting the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. And I know, if he's watching, I don't know whether he is, but my dad is up in Dundee. He would want to say these words for you. Yevarecha Adonai v'yishmayerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, Yisem lach, Shalom. Mazel tov, Sharon.
Thank you.
And which one of you would like to elevate the scroll? Good, strong right hand. You want to put it out and then... Shana Torah, for a turn around. Le'amo Yisrael. Yeah, that's louder. There we go. Oh, don't worry about the kippah, just don't drop the scroll. And we're going to do at this moment in time a changing of the guard. So, Phillips family, you two stay up here, but if the rest of the Phillips family want to go down, because we need to make space for the Sass family, to now come up for Haftarah and for another birthday blessing. Please be seated. David, would you mind pushing this well? I'll come up in a second. It should be relatively logical. There we go. We're going to be listening to the rest of the Torah portion this morning on Yom Kippur, because it's Nitzavim. When you stand before the Eternal One, everybody in all generations. It's such a famous bit, I tried to do something which was we would not read on Yom Kippur. This now is the last of our Haftarot of consolation. In the summer, there is a moment in time where Jewish people remember all of the disasters that befell them. There are 3 readings before it, which lead up to it, of affliction, and then afterwards another 7 readings of consolation. And this is the final one of them from the prophet Isaiah. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim, v'ratza divrahem v'ne'aramim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Amen.
I greatly rejoice in the Eternal. My whole being exalts in my God, who has clothed me in triumph and robed me in victory. As a bridegroom whose head is adorned, as a bride bedecks herself in her finery. For as the earth brings forth its blossoms, as gardens spring into flower, so the Eternal God will make a glorious victory spring up before all the nations. For Zion's sake, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not be still. Still her victory shines forth like a flame, and her triumph like a blazing torch. Nations shall see your deliverance, every ruler shall see your glory, and you shall be called by a new name, a name conferred by the Eternal. You shall be a crown of beauty in the hand of the Eternal, royal diadem in the palm of your God. No more shall you be called forsaken, no more shall your land be called abandoned, for your name shall be my delight is in her. And your land shall be called married, because God delights in you. And your land shall be married, as a young man marries a young woman, so will your Creator marry you. And as a bridegroom rejoices in his bride, so your God will rejoice in you. Upon your walls, O Jerusalem, I have placed sentries. They shall not be silent day or night. They shall announce the eternal and never rest. But neither does God rest until Jerusalem is restored, until God makes Jerusalem the praise of all the earth. The Eternal swears with all divine power and strength, never again shall I give your new grain to be food for your enemies. Never shall strangers drink your new wine, for which you have laboured. But those who harvest it shall eat it and praise the Eternal. Those who gather it in shall drink in my sacred courts. Pass through the gates, clear a road for the people, build up the highway, clear out the stones, put an end sign above the peoples for all to see.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol ha'amim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'amor v'osei, hamdaber u'mekayem, shekol doravav, emet v'tzedek. Amen.
Would you please rise? Stay here, Brian. I could also say that Brian is ever present, but there was a phrase or an interpretation from the rabbis of a very simple word, and that is a play on words that the same Hebrew letters can make up the word bonim, builders, and banim, children. They interpret that to say that you should always invest and look after your children because they are your builders. They will build your future. Brian has literally built so much within this building, and if he hasn't built it, he has mended it, make sure it's maintained, and if he was not able to do it, which mostly he can, he has arranged for it to be maintained. But more than being a builder of this community, Brian is also one of our banim, one of our children. Because Brian comes into this building with incredible youthfulness and zest. Normally he comes in, or very often, with a little cheeky smile on his face. He has demanded and deserved a very special place in all of our hearts. And Brian, again, you are someone who's known me all of my life, as I have as early memories of you. Celebrating with your wonderful family life, also being together with your community when you have needed it through difficult times as well. But you have always maintained that little smile, that zest, and yes, that youthfulness that keeps you within our community as a bonim as well as banim. May you celebrate many more years of good health and most importantly happiness, where that smile remains on your face. Celebration of joy with your family, with your community, and with the things, the work of your hands that you maintain and do, everything that you find amongst this building. I must say that one of the most important things that I know whenever I walk around this building just to watch out for is actually Brian's bottom, because sometimes with his head stuck in an oven, with his head stuck in a cubby hole somewhere or other, sometimes you can come round the corner and see Brian's bottom. He's literally everywhere in the building. And we do not know what we would do without you. So please let us say together, Shehekianu, thanking God for Brian, for your life, and for many years to come. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Mazel tov on your special birthday as well. Let us move to the conclusion of this Torah says. We've got lots of blessings and prayers to do as well. So on page 484, we have a blessing for the royal family and for the government. Look, let's just say, God help us. And to that, I think we should have a good amen. Thank you. And God bless our community through all the joys that we celebrate here together, and also when we need strength as well. The joy that comes to us in the community and the strength as well. And let me hear a good amen. And oi boy, what about the state of Israel as well and their politics? God help us all, please. And let me hear a good amen. And we also have a special occasion which is happening tomorrow evening, which is we have Rosh Hashanah, which means a new moon. And so one of the most beautiful prayers you can find at the foot of page 485. Let us read this together. Eternal One, our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month be for us a time of renewal. Grant to each one of us a long life of peace, welfare and blessing, a life for prosperity and health, a life guided by conscience, unmarred by self-reproach or shame, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts may be fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Tishri Hiyeh B'Yom Sheni. The new month of Tishri will begin tomorrow evening. May it be the will of the Holy One ever to be praised, that it bring for us and for the whole house of Israel life and peace, happiness and joy, deliverance and consolation. And let us all say, I think now we're going to turn over to page 489, page 489.
Lecha tov natati lachem, Torati el ta'azavo, Etzaim hi lemahzikim ba, v'tomchecha meusha, Derachecha dachei noam, v'kol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashu
And we remain standing as we turn to our concluding prayers on page 520. Page 520.
Elenu l'shaber kladon hakol, l'teit gadala l'zerei bereshit, asher samhaukenu l'yachet et shemo, v'go elenu l'hagamlech melech melto. L'shvei melech malkei halakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Natash Shamayim v'yetzer haaretz, u'mashal kakaru, u'mashal Trusting in you, eternal God, we hope soon to behold the glory of your might, when false gods will vanish from our hearts and idolatry cease forever. Help us to perfect the world by bringing it under your unchallenged rule, when all will invoke your name, relinquish evil, and turn to you alone. May all who dwell on earth come to know that to you every knee must bend and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, let them humble themselves, and to your glorious name let them give honour. Let all submit to your sovereign rule. May that time come soon and last forever. For ultimate sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory. As it is written, the Eternal One shall reign forever. And it has been said, the Eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day, the Eternal God shall be one, and known to be one. Life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, then it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. Yet we do not despair. We know that we are more than a flickering flame. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and light, of death and life. As in our hearts we name our loved ones, we pray that the divine presence will comfort us and all we mourn. And as a community, we are mourning Estelle Faith, mother of Mark Faith, Henry Philip Sacker, father of Tony and Richard Sacker, Jean Leaf, mother of Tony Leaf, Pashi Woodcock, mother of Michael Woodcock, Sidney Freeman, father of Ruth Ken. We remember all those that have no one to say Kaddish, and our own family, friends. Igadal, Vigitjada Shemay Rabah, Balma, Divrak, Huate, Vilimlok, Makote, Fahahon, Vimihon, Vchae, Dekol, Beit Israel, Bagila, Visman, Karif, Fimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabah, Mebarak, Leolam, Ulamaya, Amaya. Yitbarak, Yitbaak, Vitbaa, Vitraman, Vitnasei. Yitadav, Yitale, Vitalal, Shmei, Kedishia, Brechu. Le'ele min birakata v'shirataha, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amaran balma v'imru amen. Yehei shamara v'min shemaya, v'hayim aleinu v'akol Israel v'imru amen. Ose shalom b'imramav, huyase shalom, aleinu v'akol Israel, v'akol b'nei Adam v'imru amen.
In a few moments we conclude the service on page 644 with Yom Zel Yisrael. And then straight afterwards we're going to go through those double doors across the corridor to the Azorio Hall for Kiddush. All those that are celebrating, if you'll come in straight away, then we can make Kiddush, and then we can all hug and kiss and wish each other Mazel Tov. I think we'll probably have quite a few kids from the Cheder waiting for us to make Kiddush as well. Very quickly, just a couple of big notices that we've got. On Erev Sukkot, in the afternoon, we are welcoming probably 100 local refugees, supported by the Watford and Three Rivers Refugee Partnership. We need loads of volunteers to help us out. People helping with making sandwiches and preparing and setting up. People to help entertain and be with people, just to chat and to get to know some of our local residents. And then obviously clearing up a little bit afterwards as well. Please do let Rabbi Leah know if you're able to help us out. We're also going to conclude that with building and decorating our sukkah. A sukkah is a temporary booth commemorating the fragility of life and especially of home, and it couldn't be a more meaningful symbol for us to be building our sukkah together with those people who have or are refugees from various different places from around the world. At the same time, we are supporting our local homeless charity, New Hope, and so please do bring in all of the kinds of things to put on our sukkah table. It's like a harvest, but not many of us, well, I have an allotment, but they wouldn't want all of the produce of my allotment right now. It's past its best. But probably best, tinned goods, dried goods and things like that, and toiletries would be gratefully received. We've got a couple of incredible sessions coming up as well. For those people who, at this time of year, do get affected a little bit, maybe by the darkness which is coming in, maybe by the changing of seasons as well. We have a special session on the 16th of November with one of our members, psychotherapist Laura Herman. I'm definitely going, Parenting Teenagers workshop. It may be not just parents, but grandparents also. You're really welcome. Yeah? You're coming. It's open to all of our members. Please do feel free to come along. The session's been hugely popular with Laura in the past. Very, very special sessions. Not just learning from her and listening with her, but also hearing from each other as well. And we're also delighted then on the 21st of November to be welcoming again our member, Dr. Robert Cohen, whose session is called Nothing to Worry About, as there's a light at the end of every tunnel, anxiety and depression explained. Robert is an expert in his field. Please do come and engage with him, whether this is something to help yourself, but it may be others around you as well, and a better place to be able to support other people in our community and wider society. Lots of incredible things going on in the community, and of course Rosh Hashanah to look forward to tomorrow. But for now, to conclude this service, because it's been an amazing celebration, so wonderful. Thank you all for coming and celebrating with us. We finish with, there's a chorus which repeats a number of times, so hopefully by the end of it, you'll be able to pick it up. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat Menucha. Today is a day of light and rejoicing, a Sabbath of rest. And it goes something like this. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat Menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat Menucha, Menucha, Shabbat Menucha. Tzivita pekutim b'ma'at Sinai, Shabbat u'moadim lishmor b'chol shanai, la'roch lefanai, ma'aseit v'arucha, Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat menucha, Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat Menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat Menucha, Menucha, Shabbat Menucha. Chemdat halvavot yuma shavura linfashot nechavot neshama yitzera min nefesh mitzera yahasira nacha. Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat menucha. Kidashta berachta oto mikol yamim b'sheshet ilitza melechet olamim bo matzu agumim hashketu v'tzecha Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora V'Simcha, Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat shalom to everybody, mazel tov to everybody, and we're going to go next door to make kiddush.